Okay guys, now we're going to move on to the next repeating pattern demo. So previously we did what I'm referring to as the tile pattern demo, where this element will be next to one element and they kind of all stand independently. And I'm calling this a tile element because you probably have seen this on different kind of floor tiles, things like that. This demo is going to be a little different because this is referred to as a seamless repeating pattern. Okay, so in this case, in the first demo, all of the item is kind of contained and then will be reprinted in a contained manner. Whereas this demo, we're going to play around and the stencil will have elements that will be repeated and filled in by the next stencil. So once again, I'm starting with a square sheet of tracing paper. So that's really crucial to make this process easier. You can do repeating and tile patterns with different shapes, but squares, of course, because of the same size in terms of height and width, are easier to do repeating patterns with, just in general. Okay, so I've just started. I went ahead and to shorten this process a little bit, I just went ahead and drew something to get started. So the key thing, you can make anything you want into a repeating pattern. It's just or seamless repeating pattern, you need to keep all of your elements contained within that square sheet of tracing paper. Okay, so I've just drawn, I'm again staying with my lotus theme. So I drew some lotus, some stems and buds. Okay, so now that I've got that drawing done, this is going to feel in some ways a little similar to the last demo. I'm going to start with that drawing, and I did it in Sharpie, so it's hopefully easier to see for you. I've folded everything nice and neatly in half and then in half again. Okay, so this is divided into 4 even squares. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut those out. Okay, so I'm lining my ruler up very firmly on that line, and then I'm just going to take a sharp blade, trim that down like so. Okay, and I'll do the same for the other pieces. So you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Well, this is going to allow me to get elements shifted to get the repeating pattern. Okay, so careful cutting these out. All right, so let's line this back up in the order that it was in, because this is crucial. And my tracing paper is sticking for me today. Okay, so here's what I have. This is where I started with this drawing, cut into one large square, cut into 4 even squares. All right, so let's think 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to rearrange it 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm literally going to take this and rearrange it. So I'm going to leave that there for myself. So I'm going to take these 2 and go here, and these 2 and go here. Okay, and then I will line everything back up, and you can see what this starts to do automatically, how I start to now get elements that come off the page on one side or on all of the sides. Okay, and that opens up some area in the center so I can draw something else in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully line things up before I draw things in, and tape it down. So this takes just a little bit of care, and this will be easier if you measured everything out right in the beginning. Okay, so 1 there, And I'm just using Scotch tape today because I left my painter's tape in my studio. Adaptability, that's what we're learning this semester, correct? Line that up. Okay. Now that I've kind of got that down again, I will work with another sheet of tracing paper, and I'll draw that out again, and I'll add something in here. Okay. So again, the key here is I start with a square sheet of tracing paper, and I just draw elements, but I keep them contained within the drawing. Okay, so all of the elements, nothing goes outside of the edges. Then I evenly fold it in half and in half again and cut it into 4 even squares. And I do the rearrange, and this is the trick. 1, 2, 3, 4 becomes 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I have elements that go off the edge, and I can easily create my seamless repeating pattern stencil with this.